Shalom Uvracha. The Gemara tells us in Yevamos that the Talmidim, the disciples of Rabbi Akiva, they died because they were not noheg kavod zeh b'zeh. They didn't act with respect one to the other. The expression nagu kavod is an unusual expression. We would have expected shaloi kibdu zeh et zeh. They didn't honor, they didn't respect each other, like it says, kabed es avicha ve'esimecha. Honor your mother and your father. What is the specific or special nature of this expression, nagu kavod? I think that it's important to understand the type of disrespect that took place in the Beis Medrash of Rabbi Akiva. The word kavod, meaning honor, respect, in Hebrew, actually translates into English into three different words that we use one word for in Hebrew. One of them is honor. Honor means an honor, a respect, which is hierarchical. To honor your parents, to honor your rabbis, your teachers, to honor elders, to honor HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the type of kavod which is hierarchical. It depends on a hierarchy. There's another translation for kavod, which is dignity. Dignity means a person's self-worth, self-value. Every person has his basic dignity, his basic self-worth. But I think the expression nagu kavod means in English respect. And what do we do when we respect somebody else? We say that somebody else is meaningful for me. We respect him because we say that his voice has substance, significance for the collective voice that our society wants to project. We respect it. We give it value. And the problem with Talmidei Rabbi Akiva was that each one alone was a tzaddik and a Talmid Chacham. But they didn't feel the need to respect each other's voices. They didn't appreciate that the creation of this great entity, this great edifice of the study hall of Rabbi Akiva, which was to bring Rabbi Akiva the Torah Shebe'al Peh. Rabbi Akiva is the father of Torah Shebe'al Peh. All the Mishnayot, the Gemara tells us, are according to Rabbi Akiva. Everything begins from him. But this great edifice needed all of these voices together. It needed them to somehow come together to form one chorus. And that requires respect. It's not love, it's not honor, it's respect. Says the Netziv at the beginning of his introduction to Bereshis that the reason why the second temple was destroyed was because the tzaddikim of that time were tzaddikim who didn't know how to respect one another in exactly this meaning. They thought that they were right, and whoever thought not like them had no space in the discourse, had no space in creating a collective entity. And therefore, he says, the second temple was destroyed. Same thing for the disciples of Rabbi Akiva. The great entity that we were to go forwards in the history, in the progression of the Jewish people, this entity of Rabbi Akiva was destroyed, was unable to reach fruition because of the lack of respect. And there's no message that can be more important for us today, specifically here in Israel. So many groups, all vying for position, politically, socially, whether in the hallways of power or in the hallways of civic society. So many issues that need resolution, from the place of the Supreme Court in the division of power between the branches of government, and to the question of Haredi enlistment in the IDF, and everything in between. All of these tremendous, significant questions are currently going through a metamorphosis. They're going through renewed examination. Since October 7th, everything has to be renewed over here. The only way that we will be able to write the next chapter of Jewish history here in Israel is if we start from a place of respect. The different voices need to be heard. We must be able to speak to one another. This is our bane. The inability to speak to each other because of a lack of respect for the other voices is what destroyed the Beis Medrash of Rabbi Akiva and threatens to destroy our Beis Medrash today, the collective enterprise of the Jewish people. Some explain that Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim died in the battles of Bar Kokhba. We have our own battles to fight. If we wish to go forwards in the progression of the Jewish people and the state of Israel, we need to learn this lesson, to give the nagu kavod, the basic respect of hearing the other's voice and appreciating that we must be able to include it, to make sure that it takes part in the collective project that we all wish to establish here. We should hear the besoros tovos, the good tidings that we so await, and we should all have a beautiful Shabbos.